Hi, Assalamualaikum. Before anything else, I would like to introduce my group members. First of all, myself is Muhammad Azizi bin Hakimi, and my others group member is Nurul Najihah binti Rosli and also Nur Hanani Hanis binti Jaidi. So this video is about the report ecomud virtual run presentation by Department of Data Participants. First of all, we're going to do the introductions. So the data participant is a tool where all the details of participant in the events had been collected by this department. So virtual run event have been held on the 13th December to 26th December 2020. As a person who get in charge in data participant during the events occur needs to collect all the required data for those who willing to join. And this task need to be done before the event start, which means it need to begin collected the data for those who are joined the event after the promotion weeks, and should be done when the registration has been closed, which is on 5th December 2020. So our team going to collaborate with the others department, which from Google Form, data payment, and also customers welfare for class who are take part in group registration. First and foremost, our team needs to discuss with the Department of Google Form about the required data that needs to fill up by the participants on registration week before they join this event. So the required data is their names, address, number of identity card, phone number, age, social media with the ID, and also their email address. These required data are really important because need to be shared with the other groups from the other classes. Department of Google Form will share the link of the form so that our team can access the link to get the form that had been filled up by the participants. Then all of this data will be compiled in the Google spreadsheet that had been generated by ourselves. During the registration weeks, this spreadsheet needs to be keep update day by day to fill up the participants' data so that all the form that have been submitted not miss out. Along with the updating the spreadsheet, the payment of the fees that handled by Department of Data Payment needs also to be checked. Participants' payment that had been done or not, so that the money that had been credited is tally with the payment that have been paid. Data payment team will check and tick in the spreadsheet for those who have paid the fees of this event. Next, working with the customers welfare, because this team need all the data of participants such as phone numbers and also the name if needs to contact the participant to remind them about the fees that had not been settled or other problems that need to handle. So our department also need to work with the other teams that come from other groups, which is Department of Design, EBIP and ESET, Department Email, and also with the lecturers who manage the postage of the running kit of the participants. For the first one, working with the EBIP and ESET department from group materials is to discuss about the EBIP that going to use to identify each of the participant. So the EBIP number will be created by ourselves, and then this number with the name and their categories of running will be sent to EBIP and ESET department along with their number of identity card, because this group will design the EBIP and also ESET that going to give to the participants. So the way to create the EBIP is by ourselves is, firstly, in this event we have two type of categories, which is 5 km and also 7 kilometers. So the participant can choose one of this category, and then the data participant will put alphabet E for those who choose 5 km or alphabet H for those who choose 7 km in the EBIP number. Then we will look for their genders, which is number one for the women or girls, and number two for men or boys. Then the last three digits is their turn numbers. So as you can see here, this is the example, which is such as the woman participant, the female participant have choose category 7 kilometer, and she is the first participant that register in our event. So the EBIP number that she will get is H10001. So H is represent for 7 kilometers. One is represent for her gender, which is women's, and 001 is represent for the first who register in our events. Then we move on to the Department of Email. So the Department of Emails will have the email address of the participant from our department, so that this team can send the email to participant about their EBIP number before the virtual run start, and then they will send the e-set after the events to the participants. Lastly is working with the lecturers, because the lecturers are going to do the postage for running kit, which means needs the address, name, and also the phone number of the participants. So our group will be update current total participants that have joined every day, so that the lecturers will easy to prepare how many postage that needs to be done. So for the final day of registration, our team managed to collect data for 167 of participants. So here we move on to the problem statement. The existence of data participant department is to make all the tasks during the event is easier and smooth. This is because this event involve a lot of participants that come from community all over state of Malaysia, meaning that this group is really important to collect this personal data of participant. So it will be hard to collect all of this if it does not have proper action to do, and at the end it will turn out a mess for the whole organizers. So all the 167 data that collected during registration weeks will be compiled together by our team to bring the easiness to check or trace one by one all of it. So this department, our department will always get ready to give information about the personal data of participants if other departments ask for it for their certain tasks, such as Department of Customer Welfare will ask for their names and also phone number to contact the participants to remind them about the fees that need to pay before the due, or another reason to always keeping update how many the current participants if it was asking by other departments from the organizers. So it can be concluded that our team is really important in the events to compile and manage all the data well, because this will prevent the mess in organizing the data, and this is important because the event is involve the community, so that the feedback that comes from the community is satisfied with the quality in handling the big event. And we move on to the objective or significance of this department. So our objective is to collect and compile all the data that comes from the Google form for easy to refer the data. Second is to share and help others department by sharing the information about the data needed. And the next is to keep updating the total current participant among organizers, so that more aware about the number will join before start postage the running kit, and also prepare the e-cert and EBIP number for the participants. And the last but not least is to keep the progress during the event well prepared and systematic by keeping the data perfectly in one place, which is Excel spreadsheet. So that's all from my part. We're going to the next presenter. Thank you.
We move to the next section, which is roles of team members for data of participants. As you can see here, we have Muhammad Azizi bin Hakimi, Nur Hanani Hanis binti Jaidi, and Nurunacha binti Rosli. Muhammad Azizi is a project leader and responsible to lead the team throughout the program, and responsible in providing the information obtained from the meeting with all of head departments to group members. And the last one is responsible to make sure each member to do the task given. Nur Hanani Hanis binti Jaidi is a group leader assistant, responsible to help the leader to manage the data of participants, responsible to contact other departments. Nurunacha binti Rosli is auditor, responsible to manage the data participants and responsible to contact the data of payment department to make sure all the participants do the payments of fee. So in this project, data of participants department have to manage the participant that registers. And as you can see here, there is a timeline for data of participants department. For Division of Jobs Code and discussion on task given at 9th of November 2020, and the registration day start 19th of November 2020 until 5th of December 2020, and the data participant was collected at 6th of December 2020. And the methods that or platform that utilized in this program, we use Telegram and also Google Meet to consult with a lecturer in charge, which is Ms. Iswaiba binti Mustafa, through the Telegram and Google Meet about the data participants. And we use the Google Form as to manage the data of participant through Google Form. And the target community in this program is open for all the people in Malaysia, and students and alumni UiTM are most allowed to join this event, but students of chemical engineering, or the course code is EH110, part 3 and part 5 are not encouraged as they are organizers. And due to the pandemic COVID-19, registration is open to 13 until 60 of years old, and people who has a chronic illness background or quarantine are prohibited from joining to avoid COVID-19 spread and getting infected.
For the outcomes of the complete task, there are many outcomes from the task given, although there are many challenges, obstacles which must be faced in order to achieve the objective of the task. Firstly, the outcomes is data participants from the Google Sheets are well organized and updated. As the task is to collect and compile all the data participants in one form, hence the Google Sheets is the chosen platform. Google Sheets is a spreadsheet app on steroids. It looks and functions much like any other spreadsheet tool, but because it's an online app, it offers much more than most spreadsheet tools. The data participants from the Google form are extracted and has been compiled in the Google Sheets. As it is an online app, it can be shared and accessed to everyone so that everyone can edit the data. The data in the Google Sheets must be equivalent with the data from the Google form so that it can be well organized and systematic by keeping the data perfectly. The data of the total current participants has always been updated from time to time to the other organizer from the other departments so that they will be more aware about the total of participants who will join before the postage of running kit started, and also the preparations of e-certificate and e-bib of participants. Secondly, the outcomes is information of the participants are well secured. All the information about the participant are well secured as it is only be shared between the organizer. The organizer also not leak any of the information to the outsiders, such as the address, the number phone, and many other else. The information is only shared between the other organizers, such as to the customer welfare section and many other else. Last but not least, the challenge of the task. Firstly, is to trace the data of all participants. Data live in a number of different locations, and many times each individual data source is owned and operated by a different department. Too much time is spent on this step of the process, leaving little time for anything else. It is a little bit difficult to trace all the data participants as there are a total of 167 participants. This group only has 3 persons in charge (PIC) of this data participant section, so each person has to take turn in order to classify the data in the Google Sheets. Secondly, the cooperation between members. Support from the members is crucial to collect and monitor non-financial data within the set deadlines. Since setting up processes to collect, monitor, and report data takes time and resources, support from the member is essential. Therefore, it only makes sense in case the members support this and they actually use the non-financial information that follows from these processes for management decision. In addition, involve the members as early as possible in the process to align the timeline, required data, the format of the data, and responsibilities.